Hey everyone, Lance Morgan here, Amazon best-selling author of the Retirement Scholarship Strategy book. And in this short video, I want to talk about how to cut the cost of college. So, can you relate to any of the following? Are you overwhelmed and stressed about the high cost of college? Are you worried about getting buried in college loan debt? Would you like to help your kids pay for their college, but you're just behind on your retirement savings? Or maybe you want your child to be able to attend their dream school, but you know you just can't afford it? Or has life thrown you a few financial curveballs and you just don't have enough money saved for college? And are you worried that it's too late? Well, as a father of 5 college-bound students myself, I know what it's like to feel that stress about how you're going to be able to help them pay for college. Now, fortunately, we're not alone because the cost of college has gone up over 1,400% since 1982. And the median household income has only gone up about 213% in that same time frame. And currently the price of college is increasing almost 8 times faster than wages. The average cost of attendance is over $30,000 a year, which means that for a 4-year degree, you're looking at $122,000. And only 39% are graduating in 4 years, which means that nearly 60% are taking 6 years to graduate. The problem is that it comes at the worst possible time when you're trying to save and catch up on retirement. Now, the first question that everyone asks themselves is, how can I reduce this out-of-pocket cost of college? Well, there are certain things that you can do to reduce the cost of college, and you should do all of these. However, after doing everything you can to reduce the cost of college, even with some discounts, you're probably looking at $20,000 a year on the low end, maybe $40,000 a year at an out-of-state school, maybe $60,000 a year at a private school with a discount, and $80,000 and more at a top-tier private school without a discount. That is a lot of money. So the biggest question that everyone has after they've done everything they can to reduce the cost of college is, how in the world are we going to pay for this? Well, how you pay for college is 10 times more important than how much you pay for college. If you pay for college correctly, you could get a complete college funding refund. That's right. So what do people do? Well, there's about only two ways that most people pay for college. The first thing they do is they drain their college savings. The second thing they do is they usually drain any other savings they might have, and then they try to pay for as much as they possibly can with cash flow. Maybe they join old Chris Farley and his legacy in a van down by the river and live on ramen noodles to do everything you can to try to cash flow and pay cash for college. But the reality of it is that you're not just paying $80,000 on the low end or over $320,000 on the high end, because you have to ask yourself, what could you have earned on that money if you had put that money towards retirement? In other words, what is the opportunity cost at 7% over 25 years? Well, if you were to save $20,000 a year for 4 years instead of put $20,000 a year towards college for 4 years, you could have $367,000 in retirement over 25 years. $40,000 a year for 4 years saved for retirement would be $735,000 in retirement, and $60,000 over $1 million, and $80,000, almost $1.5 million away from your retirement for helping your kids pay for college. And that's just one student. Now, for most people, they can't afford to pay cash for college, or they don't have enough money saved, or they just can't cash flow it. So you have to borrow, and then you have some financing costs. But luckily, guess what? You finance every major expense, even if you pay cash, because you either pay interest or you give up the ability to earn interest, okay? You must consider the cost of college, but you also must consider the opportunity cost of college, okay? So it's not just the cost of college if you pay cash. If you finance it through borrowing some Stafford loans or some Parent Plus loans, maybe you take out some private loans, or maybe you use your home as collateral and take out a home equity line of credit, or maybe you use some stocks as collateral and take out a margin loan. Whatever the case may be, however you choose to borrow the money to pay for college, you're not just borrowing $20,000 a year, or in other words, you're not just paying $20,000 a year or $80,000 a year, you're financing it, which now means that over the default time frame of 10 years, because college loans are typically paid back over 10 years, at a 5% loan rate, now we're looking at $960 a month for 10 years. That's not $80,000 for the cost of college. Now we're talking over $100,000 for a basic state school education. Now, if we're talking about out-of-state, to finance an out-of-state education, we could be looking at over $230,000 and over $300,000 for a private school with a discount. And at a top-tier private school without a discount, you could literally be looking at almost $500,000 to finance that education. Now remember, it's not just the cost, it's what we could have earned if we were to save that money for 10 years towards our retirement. So what if you save that money for 10 years and then let it grow for another 15 years to give us that same 25 years that we talked about before? At a 7% opportunity cost, we could literally be looking at well over $400,000 for a basic education that you're not going to have in retirement. Over $800,000, almost $900,000 at an out-of-state state school, and over $1.3 million at a private school with a discount, and over $1.7 million in opportunity costs for a top-tier private school. That is the true cost of college, not this. So if you pay this for college, depending on how you pay for it, you could be looking at a massive opportunity cost away from your retirement. So, what is the solution? Well, what if you could borrow the money to pay for college at a lower interest rate than you could earn on your savings? Think about that for a minute. Paying for college and getting all of your money back during retirement is as simple as earning a positive spread on your money. What that means is that you need to earn a greater average return on your money over time, like this, okay? Your money grows over time, and borrow other people's money to pay for college at a lower rate, and this is the key, without a loan payment. Looks like this. It's like two cars going across the country. One car is going 50 miles an hour and one car is going 60 or 70 miles an hour. That difference between the two could literally give you the entire cost of college back during your retirement. Let's use a high school senior as an example with no money saved for college. So what do? Step one, you start saving. Any amount that you can save that you would have contributed towards college, instead of cash flowing or paying for college, you're going to start saving that amount of money while they're in school. Then you're going to use the traditional college loans to pay for college. The federal loans or the private loans, whatever you choose, but we want to use the college loans because they allow us to defer the payments until about 6 months after graduation, which allows your money to go towards your savings instead of going towards your loan payments. Now you might be asking, well, doesn't that mean that my loans are going to be compounding that interest while the kids are in school? Yes, but so is your money. Your money is also compounding interest, right? Now, you might need to borrow more than you can save if you can't afford to cash flow college, right? But nonetheless, you want to get a head start on your savings. Then, this is the tricky part. When your students graduate and these college loans need to be paid back, we're going to use the money that we have saved as collateral, and we're going to borrow money from that financial institution where we're saving the money, and we're going to take out those loans to pay back the traditional college loans. That's the secret. We're taking out loans against our money as collateral to pay back the traditional college loans. Then since those loans don't need to be paid back, we're going to let those loans compound interest over time, but our money is also going to compound interest over time. This doesn't cost you any more to do it this way than it would cost you to pay for college like everybody else is doing, okay? Now, you could even borrow money, additional money, in retirement to help supplement your retirement. So imagine being able to get extra money in retirement by how you pay for college. So once again, to review, step 1, start saving. Step 2, use college loans to pay for college and defer those payments until after graduation. Then use your money that you have saved as collateral to start borrowing money and paying off those college loans. Then just let compound interest do what compound interest does best. Let it compound over time. You're always able to pay off those loans if you want to, because you always have the money. So you're not in debt. And you're not in debt because you could always take your money and pay off those loans. But if those loans are only costing you 5% and you're earning, let's say 7%, why would you pay off those loans with your money, right? And of course, like I said, you can borrow even additional money in retirement. That's right. Income tax-free retirement income by borrowing the money. So, step 1, use federal or private loans to pay for college. Step 2, defer those loan payments until 6 months after graduation. Step 3, save your money instead of spending it on college. It looks like this. Then use your money to pay back those loans. All right, click to register for our free training and I'll explain exactly how to do this. Now, during our free training, you will discover how to maximize the free money from the colleges. You'll learn the new way to save and pay for college that gives you all of your money back during retirement, whether you have little kids or whether you have kids that have already started college. You'll also learn how to earn an average of 7% without stock market risk and borrow at a fixed 5% without loan payments. Now you might say, well, my financial advisor could get me 20%, 7% is not very good. Or maybe you might think I could go and get a home equity loan for cheaper than 5%. But the key is being able to borrow this money without making a payment. If you take out another loan, like a home equity loan, you have to make a payment on that instead of investing that money or saving that money that could be earning 7%. That's the key, are these loan payments. How to find money to pay for college without cutting into your lifestyle is also something you're going to learn. And how to reduce the college loan payments after graduation to give you even more money to use in retirement, and how to change how you think about paying for college and saving for retirement with a billionaire's mindset. And finally, in our free training, you will learn how to schedule a free strategy session with us to get your own personal college funding game plan. So click the link, register for the training, and I look forward to seeing you on the other side.